Hello, my name is Tammy, and I am going to be starting a new video recordings on YouTube called Tammy's Antique Vintage Dolls and More. Today I have a box opening, but it has already failed. So I'm going to go back over it again because I'm new to this camera and how to do things. So we're going to start again. What you're seeing up here are two little, well actually two big dolls, 24 inches, and they're both from the 1940s. Their molds are from the 1930s. They are representations or trying to mimic the doll Baby Dimples, which we will get into later. But these big mama dolls came out during the 30s and 40s. The reason why I know these are from the early 40s is that they have what they call glassine eyes. Glassine eyes are dolls' eyes that look like glass, but they're made out of plastic. So they put the two words together, glassine, for plastine. And very beautiful dolls once they're restored. The first doll was not restored by me. I won this doll on a giveaway from an antique lady, and the other one I bought off of eBay, and they're pretty much from this close to the same mold. I do have the teeth for the little girl in the red though. I always see little girls in these dolls. They could be dressed as a boy, but most of the time they were dressed as little girls in dresses with bonnets and everything. Mind you, little boys wore that type of clothing even back then, in the 30s, especially 20s and 30s, 1910, the turn of the century type of thing. Coming out of the Victoria era, little boys were known for wearing gowns and whatnot. Maybe not so much the bonnets, but the hats, yes. Okay, but anyways, we're going to get into the box opening. What I did open up is a doll that's been pretty much mutilated over the years. It's rotten away, the body has, but it's still very, very fixable. She's in the same category as these two big babies. That's why I have them sitting there. The only thing different about these dolls just have the neck put in with a wire around their neck. But this one here is a little bit different, and it comes with a bit of a chest plate, which is probably mimicking also the body structure of Baby Bubbles. Baby Bubbles was known for this just as well. So very easy to fix. She needs a new body. So there she is. This is called composition, which is sawdust and glue compressed together with a lot of heat, and they can mold dolls. We have to remember what time period these dolls are coming out of. It's the World Wars, and materials were short of. There were sawmills everywhere. So one of the things that you could do is take the sawdust and put it with glue, and you could compress it again and make it. And this is called the composition. This is the plaster that they put the two heads together, and you're going to see this in a few minutes here. And this is the paint, which I will be taking off later, and it just falls off because she's so been neglected over the years of not being looked after. A lot of these dolls are found in attics, barns, and the weather, cold, damp weather is not good for them. Heat is not good for them. They, especially back in those days, that's all they had. That's where they stored everything, was in a chest, and that led to the neglect on them. But she has the tin eyes, so this is telling me she's more from the 30s than these two little gals back here. She has a nice vintage little dress on with a matching bonnet, which is nice to have. Now, her legs are right here. She has beautiful, chunky legs. They came with these old walking baby shoes. Makes you wonder just who wore these. What baby wore them? Are they still alive? I try not to think too and ponder too much on that. And the bottom of these shoes say Robin Hood. Oh, there you go. Robin Hood shoes. Walking shoes. Never heard of them. I've heard of Buster Brown and things like that, but never Robin Hood. But very nice to have this nice pair of Robin Hood walking shoes. They're not original to the doll though. So let's look at the other doll. The other doll is a 1930 Erin B. She's probably about a 20-inch doll, and she is, in comparison, she is probably in the running of the Patsy dolls that came out in the 30s, 40s. Very famous dolls. They were made by the F&B company, but this is a competition doll. That's what these were. These were all competition dolls to Baby Dimples and Baby Bubbles and all the wonderful names that they came out with. Because why are those names used? Because they came out of World War I again, and people were sad, and it's the roaring 20s, and they're trying to bring joy and happiness back again. And they've lost a lot of sons and daughters and cousins and uncles, and grandchildren were lost, fathers, brothers, sisters, were all part of the wars back then. Now, here this little girl is. She's standing here. These are not her original socks or shoes, but this is her original dress and her teddy underneath. A lot of little children wore these, both boys and girls did. The girls sometimes would have even a built-in slip, which this one does. Sometimes it's just the underwear and the top undershirt all connected together. Made out of a nice muslin material. Very nice. I love her. She just needs to be repainted and restrung. Very easy to be fixed. Let's look at her head. I found her head down here. Right here it is. Let's take a look at her head. I know she's easily a 1930 doll. Why? Her eyes are tin. See, as time went on, they were trying to get away from the tin and use better materials, especially for children to play with. These were very breakable dolls. One drop and you could put a chip in your doll. And there was a durable composition that they did come out with, but there's her head. And this is what I'm talking about, the back to front. Here's the back of the inside of the doll, where her eyes would be connected, so they would sleep back and forth. So when you put the doll down, her eyes would close. Now, she would get her, I will put her eyes back in her again, if I can reattach them again. We'll see how well I do. I'm not big on getting them in. I try my best. She has two little teeth. She has two little teeth in there. There she is. Oh, she's beautiful. Let me see if I can get her eyes in so she looks more alive. There she is. Beautiful 1920, 30 style little girl. Nice little swirly haircut. You know, you almost want to see like the pixie cut type of thing. Very nice. But she is very much in competition to the Patsy dolls. And if anybody knows about the Patsy dolls, they were little girl dolls that came out also in competition with Shirley Temple. You know, the nice little straight little legs, thin little leg girl. Shirley Temple. You know, very easy depicting about a 5-6-year-old child. So, the next thing that we're going to open, I've been collecting these twosies. I see who has been collecting these is Crystal's Reborns. And she lives in Toronto, Canada. I live in Canada as well. And Ontario, Canada. And I'm Julie's Reborn, her mom. I want to say hi. I enjoy your videos very much with you in them. I love that the older women get involved in these with their daughters and whatnot. I love it. But anyways, we'll talk more about that later. Let's see who I got. I have a bunch of these. Well, not a bunch. I got about 3 of them already. Ooh. The zigzag. We would call this zigzag. I know a lot of people call the chevron, but we would call the Easter zigzag because we see this at Easter time. But anyways, there we go with the crib. Let's take a look and see who I've got here. Oh, I don't have this one. Oops. I don't have him. Let's see what little animal I got. Oh, nice little white bear. There we go. Well, again, I thank you for coming to my site here and watching my box opening here. And there will be more. And I will have giveaways as well. I'm just beginning in this and learning how to do all this, but I want to say thank you for coming, and we'll have more down the road. Have a good day, and Merry Christmas to all.